Hey, what's good, everybody? I just wanted to hop on here and do a little check-in. Um, yeah, I don't know if anyone's gonna be up, but oh, okay. Hey, Barb, how are you doing? I was just saying I didn't know if anyone was gonna be up right now, but I don't know. I felt inclined to hop on here and to see what the energy's like. Hopefully, you've had a great weekend. Hope you're doing well. Let me see. What can I start with? It was weird. Right now, I was hearing something talking in my head in Spanish, so that was interesting. Probably my godmother. I know, she helps me out. She's around, so it feels like that was her voice. Leadership. Interesting. S- Glad you're doing good. Um, hmm. Well, I didn't really ask a question. Let me see. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I'll go ahead and read it. These two cards hopped out. Hmm. Maybe there's some kind of partnership coming in for some of you. That's interesting. Because the way it's reading right now is like someone in a leadership position and like someone that's more compassionate, like has their back basically, right? Like what the obviously the fire, the King of Wands doesn't see, the other person taps into, right? That's kind of what I'm getting right now. That's pretty interesting. Queen of Cups, King of Wands. I know that's not necessarily considered like a divine pair, but there's complementary energy to it, right? So that's pretty interesting. I didn't really ask a question though, so but I guess that's what wanted to come out, so that's pretty interesting. Hmm. Okay. Well, let's see. So now let me ask, what does the collective need to know right now, right? What is the collective? I felt like that was specifically for somebody, right? Hermit mode. Wow. Maybe some of you need to take a little extra time for something, right? To do a little more studying, a little more inner reflection, right? Maybe a little more rest and recovery. Okay, yeah. My crown started lighting yeah, like lighting up, so that makes sense though. Okay. Yeah, because obviously, right? That's not a bad thing because actually, right, all that's been coming up is like closing the cycles, this and that. So actually the reading starting this way makes sense, right? It feels like maybe a lot of the collective has finally gotten past that energy because that's not coming out right now, right? But maybe just taking a little more extra time to self-reflect, right? Oh wow, yeah, see. But it's funny. Wow, I never, a lot of times when this card comes out, you kind of just pick up on the, you know, I guess moving to calmer water, so to speak. But here it says esperanza, which is hope. So there's a hopeful energy in that, right? Maybe that's what comes out of the self-reflection, right? wherever you're going to, there's hope attached to it, right? And with the heart chakra, maybe that could be in finances, right? Love, all that good stuff. So there's a hope. There's a hope in this moving towards a new path, right? And look at as I lift it up, victory. Six, both with the heart, right? Six of swords, six of wands. So victory. 6 6. That's funny. That makes sense. Okay. Well, it looks like the collective is making progress then. So that's actually a good thing. It looks like the collective is making progress on the journey. Hmm. Okay. That's good. Wow. Look at you can't make that stuff up. See, I said hope and love, hope and money. And the heart chakra is tied into money too. So maybe being open to love is being open also to that flow of abundance, right? Financially as well. So that's funny, right? Making a choice. And this talks about choosing a path already, right? Because originally the lovers is the choice card, right? And that's what this card represents, right? So you made that choice to move towards something where you feel the love, right? Like being hopeful after a situation, right? After all the closings from last damn, that was weird. As I was talking, I don't know why I made something and I heard like this like weird sound as I was speaking. That was weird. Okay, but anyways, yeah. I like it. That's beautiful, right? So it feels oh wow. That's crazy because that's a six as well. So 666. But six, I know it has that negative kind of usually, right, what they attach to it, but 666 means a lot of like home life, right? It can mean pregnancy, right? Because obviously the six, but I mean it could be like that, right? The not quite giving the birth, but conceiving the new ideas, right? Conceiving the ideas for work, for new love, for all that stuff, right? Which when you think about abundance too, right? Like before that was the abundance was to have like children, right? People used to think of that was the biggest blessing, right? Like I guess times have it should still be like that, right? But obviously in modern times they made it to where right everything is so selfish that kids are seen more as a burden as before it was seen, hey, we more kids, and they could help out and you know help with the land and this and that or help with family businesses, all kinds of stuff, right? So regardless, the 666, it's a good thing. In this case, I'm getting it as a kind of a where's the other six? I don't know. Didn't I have I don't know where the other card went. Oh, the victory. It was under the deck. Yeah. And then strength came out. So just having the strength, right, as you move forward. And eight, look at the eight, right? It feels very like karmic in a good way, right? Like good karma. But there's not that stuck energy no more, which is pretty, you know, all the other readings I had done were very like the collective. Some were still kind of struggling to really close out cycles, right? Some were able to do it before the new year. Some were still kind of in that energy. And now it feels like the collective has started moving forward, but still, right? There's the message of having to have strength, right? The solar plexus, standing in your truth, standing in your power. But I feel like, yeah, for some of you, there may be kind of obviously the lovers came out, but it may be kind of a union where you might not think it's like that. Like here it doesn't read as a divine pair, but yet it is very complementary, right? It's like filling in the gaps, right? Someone has a more fiery energy, someone is a little more, not that they're not both in tune, right? Obviously with the third eye, so they're both very spiritually tapped in, right? They both can see things, but obviously they have different strengths, right? So, yeah, that's not a bad thing. That's pretty interesting. Okay. So what else does the collective need to know? Does the collective need to know? Mm. Wow. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. So there's still a tower, or someone had a tower. Let's see, let's clarify. Is the tower but look at underneath as the fool, right? So a necessary tower, right? So let's see, did the tower already happen? Okay, let me just ask that. Did the tower already happen? Just it's no. Okay. Ah, it may have to do with financial, right? It might be work related, right? Finances. There's a tower coming for somebody, right? But on the bright side after that will come some kind of new opportunity, right? But it's yeah, see, double clarification with the death. But even with that heart chakra, what I'm getting is that it'll lead you towards where you need to be, right? So, and it's weird because it's like a cycle already closed, but yet, and that's weird though. It's almost like whatever energy I'm tapping into, someone's already on a different path, right? Was able to close out certain cycles, but yet there's still a tower that has to come down, you know. And this tower doesn't feel like one of those like, oh no, the whole maybe it just means that, right? Like there's still yeah, that's weird because I'm getting that something was already closed, right? Or maybe the intention was already put to close something out, but somehow it's still kind of still there or something. And then the towers to really bring it down, right? Even with death, right? But this is death and rebirth, right? So, but I feel the rebirth of something different. You know what I just got right now? It was like for those of you that know, the vulture is called the golden purifier, right? And the vulture always comes through. If you ever go through something and then you're out and about and you start seeing a vulture, it's like they're cleaning up the last stuff that's kind of still there, right? They're cleaning it up, right? And it's like, see, death is meeting that person's right there, but it's almost like, they're obviously not afraid of death because they're standing right in front of, right? They're standing right in front of death. And it's almost like welcoming it to, yeah, go ahead, come sweep it up, right? Come clean everything up. I'll share this quick story. There's this man, I wish, before, right? When I was younger, I would read so much. I wish I had kept that because it was such an impactful story. So hopefully it's true, which I'm almost like 100% sure it is. I just would have to find the books that I read it from. But I believe one story is from a biblical account that Alexander the Great, when he was going around conquering things, that I think in the biblical account, it was like one of the high priests or something told the king, "Hey, when Alexander the Great comes through, we won't fight, we won't resist. We open the gates, and he's just gonna go right through, right? He's not gonna kill anybody. If not, Alexander the Great would have murdered everybody, right? Like he was he was going through everything, right? They wouldn't have stood a chance. But this high priest had a vision of it, right? One of someone from the Bible, right? So I think they allowed Alexander the Great to come. And in Alexander the Great's, I think, journal or stories, he wrote that he had a vision of something like that, right? Like he had a vision. So, the spirit world gave the vision to the high priest and to Alexander the Great. So when Alexander the Great came and saw the high priest letting him through, he had already had a vision of it too, right? So that's how the spirit world works. Like they gave the vision to the high priest in the whole, from the biblical people, and then the spirit world gave a vision to Alexander the Great to not like kill everybody if they let him through, right? Something like that. I don't know why that story just popped into my head, but almost like that, right? Death is coming through, not in a like to kill kind of way, but to clean, right? Or just like passing through, right? Kind of thing. But while passing through, like sweeping things, right? I don't know why that made me think of that story. But yeah, okay. Who knows? Now I want to go look for that story to because I remember reading both of those stories and I was blown away because even then, right, it was starting to, as I was experiencing spiritual things, starting to show how even in history, there's so many accounts of all these amazing um things that happen, right, in the spirit world and proof that there was already these kind of things happening, right? Like just the amount of people that would have died if those two visions weren't given, right? One to the high priest on one side and one to Alexander the Great on the other side, right? So yeah, I don't know. I'm still like, I don't know why they told me to share that, but yeah. Oh, look, celebration. So I guess it's not there's the third eye again, right? A lot of third eye. And I don't know how these cards ended up. Oh yeah, probably because but yeah, maybe there is gonna be something, some kind of connection that celebrates, right? After this tower falls, after death comes through sweeping, there's gonna be some kind of new opportunity and there'll be a reason to celebrate, right? But there might be a little kind of bumpy road thing there, right? So just, I guess, I mean, maybe prepare, right? If it is gonna be something with maybe a job loss, right? Maybe something, see, maybe if there's a job loss, people always get laid off, all these crazy things. See, there's a nine. I know there was another nine. Um, just kind of prepare, right? Have a little saved up just in case, right? Yeah, see the Ace of Wands. So something new will come out, right? Something new will come from this tower. So it's just part of like almost like, yeah, see like the Wheel of Fortune. So in this case, it feels like it's not gonna be in a bad way, right? The tower is gonna have to fall because almost like when you closed out the cycle, you asked. So if you get in your head about why is this happening or something, like don't just know it's for your highest good in a way, right? Like you asked for it. That's what I'm getting, right? That you asked for it. So if something does happen like that, see, maybe something, right? You're still juggling something, whether it's career or whatever other kind of thing, and the tower falls when people are not listening, right? Not making choices. And the tower just collapses on, you know, yeah, yeah. Oh, my whole crown lit up. So I was thinking of like times like that, like when, like what, a couple weeks ago, right? I ended up getting sick, and then it was like, wow, because I wanted to do all this and I got to do that and this and that. And then all of a sudden you get sick, and then wow, that's kind of a tower, right? Like now you just got to rest and recover. And and that's it. Then there's like no negotiation, no that kind of thing, right? This feels like a little more something a little deeper than that, right? Than just with the juggling, there's something that yeah, someone's not making a choice about. So sometimes the tower just comes crashing down. All right, so I'll pull one more. Let's see what else wants to come. Oh, that one's just hop right. I don't know if you guys saw. Ah, there it is. Yeah. So all this is leading to something. That third eye popped up a lot today. Wow, even this one is like the third eye, right? See, understanding that. Finding balance, but understanding that if a choice isn't made, the universe will do it for you, right? That kind of stuff. The high priestess. That's really just kind of understanding why everything happens the way it is. It's like this whole story that just came out right now. It's like really maybe if you're not understanding why, like for me, as I'm reading the cards, I could see how the story's playing out, right? Um, and I do that kind of reflection to really understand why things happen in my own life. But even with the hermit, right? That's why I was asking for some of the collective to really, probably. Oh, that was the nine card, huh? I forgot. Yeah. So sometimes you have to really understand why things happen the way they do, and not it with your human mind, right? That's why even with the third eye. Oh, even the hermit's a third eye. Wow, everything. It's just that's pretty amazing today. Hmm. Yeah, it's really seeing beyond this physical reality, really understanding why things happen, and knowing that you probably asked, right? Oh, you know, yeah, that's interesting. Well, I kind of think it was to the point, right? But it doesn't feel like I mean, with the juggling, there is a little bit of. I mean, that's kind of normal. A lot of people sometimes struggle to just like make choices and stuff, but it feels like at some point the intent, maybe, yeah, some people don't even remember having asked the universe for something, and then when it happens after, right, with the reflection is gonna be like, wait a second, I kind of did set that intention before, right? Uh, for certain things. So yeah, let me see. I'll put one of these and then I think I'll just close it out. Yeah. Uh-oh. Well, this one's nope. Reshuffle, cause is it Leah? Let me see. I think it's Leah, right? Hey, how's it going? Oh, you know what? If anyone has a question, go ahead and put it in the chat before I close out. I'll answer. I know I usually do the questions, right? Because I was planning on probably doing a live tomorrow morning. I was gonna open it up for questions anyways. But yeah, if anyone's tuned in and wants me to pull a card for them real quick, I could do that before I close it out. Let's see. I saw you flip over in there. There you are. Ah, ha, ha. I love it. I love it. And it says laughter too. That's funny. And it made me laugh. Palladians. Unconditional love, excitement, laughter. That's mine. My family right there. Unconditional love. That's funny that it's 16. Laughter. Palladians. You know what? I'm gonna read that because wow, that's funny because I don't know if that topped out for me before. Palladians. The Pleiadians come from the dazzling seven sister star cluster located in the eye of the Taurus Bull constellation, 444 light years away. Ah, interesting. I hadn't heard that before. Making it one of the nearer star clusters to Earth. The Pleiadians predominantly reside on planet Era, which is similar to Earth. Pleiadians are a descendant genotype from ancient Lyrans. Pleiadians are humanoid and, like many off-planet beings, are distant cousins to Terran Earthlings. They are 80 light years beyond humans. They thrive in an advanced, prosperous, and extremely healthy lifestyle where all are comfortably cared for. Representational forms of money exchange are not part of their civilizations. They choose not to have massive, overcrowded cities and instead opt for smaller communities, evenly distributed, that participate in the natural ecological care of their homeland environment. Eons ago, the Pleiadians nearly destroyed their civilization due to ego conditioning prior to their fifth dimension transition. The Arcturians were their immediate mentors in overcoming their ascension obstacles. They typically stand 6 to 8 feet tall and are very similar in appearance to humans. They have Nordic like fair features and are usually light brunettes to blondes, with green to blue eye coloring. Besides height, one noticeable difference in their ears, which tend to be lower and slightly pointed. Due to their sophisticated societal values and structures, all Palladians look extremely healthy by generalized comparison to humans and do not suffer the sickness we do. They typically live to around 700 Earth years, though do not age like we do. Ancient Navajo, Cherokee, Lakota, Dakota, and Aboriginal Australians have legends of the Pleiadian people teaching them. Pleiadians are fun-loving, spirited beings with much love in their hearts. Yeah, fun, unconditional, bonding, bridging. Ah, that's funny, bridging. Excitement, laughter, enthusiasm, enjoyment, contentment, charming, satisfaction, sincerity, play. I love it. Yeah. So that's the Palladians, right? So that's pretty cool. They're not 100% accurate in what they're saying about the features as well, right? I'll just say that, but you know, um, but some people know, right? Some people know. I think others they go by the legends, having not had contact, right? Um, so there's a lot of people that will describe them a certain way, right? But there's other features and characteristics as well that they have, right? So maybe I'll make my own deck of cards one day. But on that note, I'll end it. I'll maybe come on tomorrow morning. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Leah, for tuning in. And Leah or Leah, I'm not sure if that's how you say it. But on that note, then I'll end it and hope you all have a good night. All right, peace.